Carolina. From Vartabedian Field, it is game one of a three-game series between the Clemson Tigers and the Pitt Panthers. Breezy but pleasant afternoon here in the Steel City. Great to have you with us, along with NFCA Hall of Famer Carol Bruggeman. I'm Mark Neely. Here we are. It is April 10th. We're basically 3 weeks away from the end of the regular season. And both these teams have some serious business to take care of before they get to the end of the regular season.
Oh, it's an important weekend for both teams as they look to build momentum, making this last push of the regular season. And winning the series would do just that.
Well, let's take a look at different things that are going to go on here. It's breezy, it's windy. Sierra Manis gets ground ball. She's the perfect pitcher for Clemson today.
Has an elite drop ball. You'll see it a lot today. But she has more wins than any pitcher in the ACC because of her ability to create outs, shut down offenses, and couple that with her consistency and her competitiveness. It's been a formula for success. She has elevated her game to the next level this year and has delivered high-level performances day in and day out. #1 in the league in innings pitched, complete games, shutouts. Sierra Manis can go to work and has the staying power to persevere and execute throughout the game.
Let's see if she can get all those ground ball outs, but it's important to keep Pitt off base because they can wreak some havoc.
Well, they are second in the ACC in stolen bases. In fact, they have 3 of the top 4 individual base stealers in the league. Look for Pitt to take advantage of every opportunity to move base runners and create chaos on offense.
They're going to face in the circle for the Panthers, Gwen Sparks.
Gwen Sparks has pitched the second most innings on this team throughout the season. She has been very consistent in the circle for Pitt this season. She is a power pitcher. You're going to see her work in the upper 60s with her velo, throws a screwball, curveball combination, also can go up in the zone with the rise ball, and that changeup also is very effective because it has a little down motion to it.
All right, we are ready to go. Earlier start than we originally anticipated. Last night they moved up the start time from 6 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time to avoid some approaching rain. There's a look at the Tigers starting lineup, and Marion Collins has really seen her power numbers elevate here over the last week or two. Towards short, backhanded play. Frazier to first, not in time. Well, close play right out of the chute, but a base hit for Jamison Brockenbrough.
Now Brockenbrough is a triple threat, can bunt, slap, and hit away. And Frazier, right before that pitch, took a little jab step to second base, and that got her out of position, having to go to her backhand. Any extra motion, Brockenbrough is going to be safe.
That might have been the difference. She just barely got in as Brockenbrough's on for Kylie Chanel. Kylie hitting in the 2 spot where she has most of the year. Gonna hit one high and deep but foul down the left field side. You see it's a little bit gray already. Now you know the reason that the game time got moved up. The possibility of rain. You see the flag. It's really flying and blowing out towards left center field. So anything in the air, Carol, is gonna get some help.
It is going to be an adventure. A lot of communication needed, and
whack to the alley in left center field. One bounce to the fence. Brockenbrough is going to be stopped at third base. The throw comes in. And Chanel has a double, her 6th of the season. And Clemson's already got something going here in the first.
And with the dimensions of the field here, it's 200 all the way around. That means the alleys, the gaps are not very deep. So this ball gets to the wall in a hurry, and that allows Clemson not to score. Had to be held up at third base because don't have those deep alleys in the gaps here.
Brings up the true freshman Mac Pavesi. Having a really impressive freshman year. See the numbers on the season, including the 4 home runs. Infield has crept in. Sparks falls behind, 2 balls and no strikes.
And this is a good start for Clemson. The honest truth of this Clemson team, although they sit at 21 in the RPI, they've played a tough schedule. Their offense has not got on track this season the way a typical Clemson offense does. The batting average, the power numbers, the RBI, the home runs. They've just really struggled to score runs this year. So if they can get on the board here early, Mark, that's going to give them a little vote of confidence heading into this whole series.
You see the numbers, the drop off to this point in 2026. And there is a strike. To be fair, and this is through the entire existence of the program, which began in this decade, they came out of the chute firing and had great offensive teams. Our head coach John Rittman, who's now like the program in season 7. That's whacked to center field, and that's going to get over the head and out. Right over the 200-foot sign, and it didn't take long for the offense to come through in this game. A line drive homer for Pavesi, her 5th of the season, a 3-run blast.
Well, if there is one hitter in the lineup that is hitting with confidence, it is Mac Pavesi. She has hit the ground running as a freshman, and this is a screwball that is laid. It's laid over the plate, and it is flat. And Mac Pavesi did not miss. She is on time. It goes to straight center field. 3 RBI. A lot of excitement for the Clemson Tigers early. They've almost hit for the cycle as a team, Mark. They've got a single, a double, and a home run.
Well, Cintron's going to come up, who has 1 triple on the season. He's to see Pavesi in the dugout. Quick start here for the Tigers. Coach Allard out to have a quick conversation with Gwen Sparks. That was the 10th home run she's allowed this year in 56+ innings on the season.
Well, Coach John Rittman, we were talking to him and we asked him about the offense, and he said, look, it's no secret. Our offense has not been what we believe it can be, but we have to keep believing today is the day. We've got to keep working, keep battling. We're sure off to a good start here today.
First pitch misses to Cintron. And in the cleanup spot, the sophomore, the ACC Freshman of the Year last year in year 1, and all ACC first teamer. A year ago, hit 14 homers, 51 RBIs. That did not include, obviously, her time in the circle as she's a two-way player. That was a strike.
And that was a nice off-speed pitch from Sparks, and she may have to go to that a little more often here in the first inning. As her velocity, her faster stuff, it is not fooling Clemson at all. They've been right on time.
A little bit off the outside corner, and it's a 2-2 count. Fuller, wave and a miss and a strikeout. So Sparks gets the first out of the game via the K.
Clearly that was the conversation. Head coach Jenny Allard going out to talk to Sparks. Let's use that off-speed pitch a little bit. We saw 2 off-speed pitches in that same at-bat to Cintron. It was very effective to get the strikeout.
Brings up the DP, Julian Noller. Noller now in her junior season. Looks at a strike. Noller had a really nice true freshman year in 2024, and then a breakout year last year. Behind it, and it's jumps to a ball and 2 strikes.
Got Noller's one of those athletes we talked about earlier, just has had a very decorated career to this point going into her junior year and just has not been able to get on track. It's been that 4, 5, 6 part of the Clemson lineup. Certainly capable. They've proven over their careers they have the ability to be consistent power hitters. And look out for this offense if that does indeed happen, because this is a team that has played a tough schedule, and as we mentioned before, 21 in the RPI. You really want to hit your stride at this time of year. You know, get some momentum going into April and be playing your best softball in May.
Yeah, it's getting late. Getting late in this regular season. Sparks ready with a 3-2 pitch to Julia Noller. Got her. Back-to-back strikeouts for Sparks after the 3-run home run from Pavesi.
You learn a lot about your pitchers. What do they do after adversity? She gives up the 3-run home run, and she's been relying on this off-speed pitch that really drops down into the zone. It takes a dive. 2 big strikeouts there using that off-speed pitch.
Marion Collins, second baseman, seeing her production jump up, that .352 average now. Well, Sparks feeling a little more comfortable there in the zone once again, 0-2. Bouncy ball out to second base, gobbled up by Tylee Vaughn. And the ground out ends the inning, but not before true freshman Mac Pavesi with the big blow in the inning.
Mac Pavesi on time, a blast to center field. 3-run home run gets her team fired up here in the first inning.
Well, Mac Pavesi's 5th home run of the season has spotted Clemson to the early lead. For Sierra Manis.
Sierra Manis has been the workhorse, not only for the Clemson team, but for the entire league. You take a look at the number of innings pitched, that's #1 in the conference. She has been durable, reliable, and dependable for the Tigers. And you're going to see her work all of the pitches, but her big strength is the drop ball. She throws it 70% of the time because it is so elite and impactful. Rolls a lot of ground balls for her defense.
Lena Ball leading off. As you take a look at the lineup for Panthers head coach Ginny Allard. KK Esparza really has been their big producer all season. Hitting even better in conference play, over 400 on the year. Ball jumps out of the way of a ball that was running right in on her. You saw her shorten up. She lays down a bunt about a quarter of the time. That is not unusual.
And you still have to play her honest. You take a look at the outfield. They are a little tight because she does not have very many extra base hits, but she does have some. So, sometimes you play a true slapper and you know they're not going to have an extra base hit. You can really shorten the field. Last thing you want is the ball to get over your head as an outfield.
Thought she had seen ball 4. It's called a strike. Last thing you want if you're an opponent of the Panthers to put Alina Ball on base with her 17 steals in 18 tries. And now bunts it foul. Full count.
Well, Manis has good velocity on her pitches, and so if you're going to try and lay down a bunt, you've got to start very early, get the barrel out in front of home plate early. Ball was a little late on that, getting her barrel out, and so she fouled it off. You want to use the ground as your friend to put that ball in the dirt and make it a foot race.
Manis comes back after falling down 3-0 and strikes out Ball to begin the bottom of the first.
Well, this is what Sierra Manis has done all season long for Clemson. She's just durable. She's a workhorse. She wants the ball every day, and she can back it up with her performance. And when you see a pitcher come back from 3-0, especially the leadoff batter, and you come back to earn the strikeout, that just shows you that mental fortitude that she has in the circle.
Kylie Vaughn started to swing, held up, takes a strike, and it's 0-2. Chased the high heat there, and back-to-back strikeouts for Manis.
Well, and after seeing her fall behind 3-0 to the first batter, she says, all right, we're not messing around this time. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, goes downstairs for the first 2, and she shows you that she can work the ball up in the zone as well for strike 3.
Starts KK Esparza down for strike 1. KK bounces it out to shortstop. Chanel to throw a good one, and takes only 11 pitches for Manis after the first 3 are out of the zone, and sets the Panthers down in order in the bottom of the first. Well, Mac Pavesi's 3-run home run in the first has given Clemson a 3-0 lead as they come up top of the second. You can see the sky is getting a little darker, but that's the reason we started this one early. 4 o'clock Eastern time. John Rittman's team ready to go. 7th-year head coach, and of course, longtime Stanford head coach. Obviously was the right person at the right time to start a new program.
Couldn't have picked a better architect. Just one of the best professionals in the softball profession as well, and just hit his 1,000th career win earlier this season, and that means you are in rare air. There are not very many coaches who hit that standard, and John Rittman has done it and counting.
You got win 1,000 on February 28th. Corey Hicks takes down from Sparks. Corey spent a season at Oklahoma last year, her true freshman year. Didn't play a ton, did appear in 24 games, started 5 for Patty Gasso. She had 6 hits on the season last year for OU. 3 of those were home runs. She has hit 8 so far this season for the Tigers. Bouncy ball to shortstop. Frazier had it come up on her, and Hicks is aboard to begin the inning. Air charge to Shelby.
That was a bit of a tricky hop there. Corey Hicks rolls over this ball. Watch her roll the barrel over. So the ball has some top spin on it, and it takes a funny hop, gets her right in the mask. Had an injury recently. That's why she's wearing the mask out there on defense. I'd like to see her charge that ball a little bit more, especially a ball that has that top spin. You got to go get it.
Yeah, this was not fun, no question about it. I mean, that's the reason she wears the protective mask at all times. To say that was scary is a vast understatement. But short time later, she was cheering her team on, and fortunately, fortunately still has her sense of humor. That's great.
Well, you know, the masks are a little bit of a polarizing thing in softball. I mean, certainly there's the safety element, but you know, when you see a center fielder wearing one, sometimes you scratch your head. Yeah. So there's a little bit of, you know, a little bit of just conversation around them. So I love that she has that on there.
A shortstop, though, that had happened what we just saw happen to her recently. Yeah, I understand why.
For sure.
You got that. Bro swings and misses. And Sparks now with her 3rd strikeout, fanning Sarah Bro for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, really impressed with her resilience after giving up 3 big hits back to back to back. That led to 3 runs. The first 3 batters of the game, she has settled in, refocused. She's really using all of her pitches now through the zone.
Nice snag there by Esparza behind the plate. KK getting the start behind the plate. We'll see that happen. What about once a series? Pulled foul. Taylor Pipkins really kind of found that spot in the 9-hole as a pseudo second leadoff hitter a while back. You see the numbers, the OPS.
And she's one of the athletes in the Clemson lineup that really has played a lot of positions defensively. And you and I were talking a little bit about that. They have a lot of good athletes, but they've been mixing and matching, trying to get that offense jump started. And Pipkins now has found a home in the offensive part of the lineup, still is switching around a little bit on defense.
Right side, and that's going to get through. And he took a swipe at it. It is played in quickly by the right fielder, Alina Ball. That'll keep Hicks at second, and now Pipkins is on, bumping up her hitting streak to a half dozen.
And Pitt has had a little bit of a revolving door at first base. They put a lot of different people over there. And Hanny just a little late there, not an aggressive step. I mean, that's definitely a first baseman ball if you can get there. Just a little slow. Results in a hit.
Back to the top of the order, and Jamison Brockenbrough led off the game with an infield hit and scored on the home run by Pavesi.
Brockenbrough is just so tough to defend. She really is a true triple threat. She can bunt, she can slap, she can hit for power. You look at her line score, and she's filling up all the numbers. So you have to play tight as an infield to respect her speed, but you have to play deep as an outfield. And in this situation, now the infield has busy mind. They have to think about all those things. Well, if the bunt happens here, I go here, slap it. And that's exactly what you want, is you want the defense to be thinking, not reacting. This is a good situation here for Clemson.
Off-speed pitch is low, and it's 3 balls and a strike on Jamison. Full count. This is season 2 for Brockenbrough with Clemson after her first 2 seasons at Tennessee. Up the middle, base hit. Hicks around third. She's being waved around. Throw's going to come late to the plate. Braden Double pumped out in center field. Decided where she was going to go with that. And Hicks scores the 4th run of the game for the Tigers, and Brockenbrough her 24th RBI.
With a full count, Brockenbrough gets one over the plate, stays down. It's a ball down in the zone. She gets her barrel down. It goes through. Braden here, there's a lot of confusion. Holds the ball, holds the ball. The minute you hesitate, that ball does not go home. You do not have a chance to get out Hicks. Maybe if she came up right away and was throwing, the play would have been close. But after the hesitation, that ball should have went right to second base.
So Clemson makes the leadoff error hurt as that run has come around to score. And Brockenbrough off to a 2-for-2 start today. Strike 1 to Kylie Chanel. Kylie doubled the left center alley her first time up. When Sparks bounce back after a tough first inning. Now an unearned run across to make it 4-0. Sparks, who pitched 7 innings last weekend, in a series against Syracuse, gave up 5 earned runs, all 5 of those in one of the starts to the Orange.
Well, she throws a lot of what I call east-west motion, screwball, curveball. So it's breaking inside to a right-handed batter, outside to a right-handed batter. And when you do that, you've got to make sure you're moving the ball through the zone. It does keep hitters off balance. They can't sit on one side of the plate. But if you miss one of those pitches, there's not a lot of vertical movement on it, so it becomes pretty flat. And that's what happened in the first inning with those back-to-back-to-back hits, capped off by the home run. And she's really settled in, started to use her off speed a little bit more. But that movement through the zone is so important with those east-west pitches.
Chanel, slow roller, stepping on the base in time. Throw to first will not be in time, but they do get an out, a force out. Brockenbrough at second. Lipkin's able to advance 60 feet, and runners are at the corners as Chanel is aboard after the fielder's choice.
A little bit of hesitation here. That was a closer play at second base than it appeared. The ball was hit pretty slow, so the play was slow developing, but the out counts, and off we go.
And it brings up Mac Pavesi with 2 runners on for the 2nd consecutive inning. When that happened an inning ago, she hit one on a line drive right over the 200-foot mark in dead center field. That's popped up on the infield right side, and Tylee Vaughn on the infield dirt makes the catch. So Sparks limits the damage to the 1 unearned run, but Clemson does that on and lead 4-0 after an inning and a half. Well, a fast start for the Tigers. They lead 4-0 as Pittsburgh comes up in the bottom of the second. 4, 5, and 6 due up. Coach Ginny Allard now in season 3. The team qualified for the ACC tournament last year.
Just done an outstanding job. I mean, she was at Harvard almost 30 years and really a legend there. Always was a contender in the Ivy League, took her team to the NCAAs there as well, and accepted this new challenge in the ACC. And just every single year she has been at Pitt, this team has gotten better and better. You mentioned it, Mark, a huge milestone last year in making the ACC tournament.
Cleanup hitter Cameron Murphy going to lead off here. Looks at a strike and it's 1-1. Pittsburgh native who played a couple of seasons at the Division II level. Played at Seton Hill University in Greensburg, PA, a little southeast of town here. Started this season slowly, but it's definitely showed some signs. 3 homers in the last 5 games, 4 homers in the last 9. And instead, it's a strikeout, number 3 already for Sierra Manis.
And Manis has used what I call her bread and butter pitch. It is this drop ball down in the zone, really rips it off. You can see it tumble down late. And behind every good drop ball pitcher is a very good catcher, because she can throw a lot of pitches that are not strikes like that one. That one down in the dirt. A little easy to handle for Hicks, but a lot of times they're in the dirt. She picks them right up.
Tozic swinging at the first pitch, and that's handled by Sarah Bro at third base. Quickly 2 down now in the Pittsburgh second inning.
A very efficient outing so far for Manis. I mean, we talked about it earlier. She leads the league in innings pitched, complete games. She's been the warrior in the circle for Clemson, and she has delivered. But the less pitches she can throw, the less wear and tear on her body throughout a 3-game series. So that efficiency is very important to her moving forward.
Her first year with Clemson after a couple seasons at USC Upstate. So stayed in the state of South Carolina. That's hit on a low soft line and is caught at the shoe tops by Marion Collins. So 3 up, 3 down for the second straight inning for Sierra Manis.
Texas did everything that they needed to do.
Want to mess around with this OU.
Stanford firmly in control.
Huge weekend for Florida State.
It is gone!
She slams it into the ground.
Yeah, big weekend coming up, including ACC Florida State at Stanford this weekend. Take a look at what's going on. Florida State's won 25 games in a row. That's the current long in the nation. Issa Torres had 16 straight hits at one time, 23 consecutive plate appearances that she reached. Don't forget Taryn Kern, one of the power bats for Stanford.
I know everybody loves March Madness, Mark, but now we're turning the corner into just look at that day, the whole day today. You know, we've got our game here and OU Texas, Florida State Stanford tonight, and then the whole rest of the month. It's just, if you're a softball fan, this is when you really get a big grin on your face.
Yeah, you mentioned it on ESPN2 later tonight. You got OU Texas, 7 Eastern time, followed by Florida State at Stanford. A lot of great softball on ESPN2 later. You know, every time you mention Texas, I'm sure there are Clemson fans that are just like, you know, they almost didn't even make it to Oklahoma City because of Clemson. What a great super regional it was. As far as competitive games, Clemson took game 1, lost the second game in extra innings, and then lost a 1-run game in the deciding game 3.
Yeah, assistant coach Katie Repley, Crash, as everyone knows her in the softball community, spoke at a NFCA coaches clinic this year, and all she talked about was we were 60 feet away. We were 60 feet away. You know, they had a runner at third and just couldn't get him in with less than 2 outs, and it's been a big focus this year, big motivator this year for the Clemson team.
Ball's hit to the alley in right center field, and that's down for Cintron. Well, picked up there by Braden. She'll fire it in and hold Cintron to a leadoff single.
This is exactly what Clemson needs from their power hitter in Cintron. Takes the ball the other way. It's a curveball, and she stays with her body over the plate, keeps her barrel going toward the right center field, and ends up with a single. Again, we talked about it earlier, not a lot of gaps here at the field here in Pittsburgh because it's 200 all the way around. That cuts off some deep gaps. Very difficult to hit a lot of extra base hits, specifically a triple.
So Kylie Johnson off the bench running for Cintron, and Noller jumping at the first pitch. Just like that, Sparks ahead, 0-2. Next pitch from Sparks will be number 60 for her. And with nobody out in the top of the third.
Been impressed with Clemson's offense early in this game. Very locked in. They've been on time, have not been fooled by anything with some velocity from Sparks. Johnson was in motion on that pitch. Usually something we see from Pitt, runners in motion. Not quite as much from Clemson, but they will make things happen, specifically with Johnson. But you just get the feeling this Clemson offense, they're just knocking on the door of turning the corner and finding a little more power.
Second time for Sparks to fan Noller. Coach Rittman's team, in conference play, started pretty well against Georgia Tech, Louisville, and Notre Dame, and then the last couple weeks we got swept at against Florida State, and then at Blacksburg last weekend dropped 2 of 3. There goes Johnson, throw fielded on the short hop by Frazier, and a late tag put on, and a steal for Kylie Johnson.
This ball bounces. Esparza gets rid of the ball quickly, but it bounces. And watch Frazier's glove. It comes up high. And because it comes up high, she has to go get the ball. That allows Johnson to slide right underneath the tag.
Johnson at second with just one out. Sparks ahead, no balls, 2 strikes. Marion Collins. Collins waited on it. It's a one hopper to second base. Spinning is Vaughn and makes the play at first base. Johnson moves over to third base. He's there with 2 outs.
Good footwork from Vaughn, as that play looked like it had a base hit written all over it. But watch her footwork. Just takes a quick jab step right to the ball. Quick reactions with her hands. Gets her team to 2 outs.
Hicks reached on an error. First time up, came in. Eventually scored what is an unearned run. Put the Tigers up 4-0 where it stands right now. Towards third, diving stop. To her feet to first in time. Gracie Helton getting the start at third base for Pittsburgh. A spectacular play to take a hit and a run away from the Tigers.
Maybe this is the spark that Pitt needs to get it going on the offensive end. Great defense from Helton. Pitt's got some work to do on offense.
Coming up later tonight here on ACC Network, we'll have game 2 of a 3-game series between 5th-ranked Florida State and number 3 Georgia Tech in ACC baseball. 8 Eastern time, and tomorrow's finale, 3 Eastern start on ACC Network Extra. Like everything else, of course, all games also available on the ESPN app. Obedient Field here in Pittsburgh. Game 1 of this 3-game series. 4-0 lead for Clemson. 7, 8, 9 hitters up here for the Panthers. Maury Braden takes ball 1. Strike from Manis, who her first 3 pitches of the game to Lena Ball were all balls. Then she threw 8 consecutive strikes and set the side down in order. Didn't miss by much there. It's 2 balls and a strike.
And we talked a lot about Pitt and their ability to steal bases. They're the 2nd leading team in terms of stolen bases in the ACC, but you can't steal if you're not on base. So far, no base runners for Pitt. Sierra Manis has had her way, moving the ball through the zone. And so if you're Pitt, now with a 2-2 count, a little different, take away a little bit of the bunt, the true short game. But Pitt's game is to get people on base and cause chaos. They have not been able to do that so far in this game.
Count has gone full on Amari Braden. Panthers looking for their first base runner. Here's that 3-2 pitch. Sierra Manis was ACC co-pitcher of the week on March 24th. She shared that with Virginia Tech's Emma Mazzarone. That's hit well, deep and gone. No doubt about it, out to left center field. Fourth of the year for Amari Braden, and that gets the Panthers on the board and makes it 4-1.
Now you see it a lot. Your team makes a great defensive play to end the inning. You take that momentum, that energy, that excitement into offense. And Amari Braden works the count full and is on time with the velocity of Sierra Manis. It was a no-doubter off the bat. You take a look at Brockenbrough out there in center field. She just turns around. She knows it as well, and Pitt is on the board.
Shelby Frazier fouls the first pitch. So the fourth of the year for Amari Braden. Strike call, 1-2. Taylor Pipkins moved over to right field as Howard Johnson has stayed in the game. He's taken over in left field for Clemson. So Cintron out for the moment. Johnson in left. That ball hit well to center field, and it's going to be back-to-back home runs as Shelby Frazier hits his sixth. Just like that, Pitt right back in the game. It's 4-2. I'll tell you, balls get out of this facility in a hurry, don't they?
And this is a game of momentum. Manis tries to throw a rise ball. It is left up in the zone. It is another no-doubter from Frazier. This Pitt team, look where this ball lands. It actually lands, it's out of our camera angle because it is on top of the gray press box across the way, the back of the soccer facility over there. One of the furthest hit balls I've seen.
And it is back-to-back home runs as Gracie Helton, the third baseman who made the great defensive play to end the top of the inning, makes it 3 in a row. Helton's fourth of the year, and it's 4-3.
I mean, would you want Gracie Helton as your teammate? You saw how fired up she was making that defensive play to end the inning. Now she is swinging with confidence. She just watched two of her teammates hit her own home runs. Takes the first pitch she sees, it's on the outer half, blasted out of the field. Back-to-back home runs from Pitt. They are right back in this ball game.
There's a reaction from the dugout for the third consecutive home run. Braden, Frazier, and now Helton all going deep. Now, this is a team that came into this game with 32 home runs as a team. Playing their 51st game of the season.
Well, Well, we talked about it at the beginning of the broadcast. This is a home run park. There's no doubt about it. 200 in left and center. That's pretty standard across the country, but this facility's 200, left and right. 200 in center. And so you see a lot of balls go out of this park. But I tell you what, Mark, the last 3 balls we've seen hit, they would have been out at any ballpark in the country. They were absolutely smashed.
So now it's the top of the order, and Alina Ball. Wow, the whole complexion of this game changed over about a 6 or 7 pitch sequence, with the first pitch I'm including is the last pitch that was thrown in the top of the inning on the great play and the diving stop at third base by Helton to save a run and get the final out of the inning at first base. And then they pick up the bats and 3 straight homers happen. And it goes from 4-0 to 4-3 in a couple of blinks of the eye.
And let's face it, Pitt's strength is their speed all season. They're one of the best base stealing teams in the country. That's usually how they score their runs. They get people on, they create chaos, they steal bases. We have seen all power in this particular inning.
There's ball 4 to Ball. Well, to also put this in perspective for Manis, when she came into this inning, she had allowed 9 homers on the season in 133 plus innings. And just saw 3 more added to that total in a span of 3 hitters. And is still looking for the first out of the inning here, and does pour in strike 1 to Tylee Vaughn.
And now you start thinking, with a 1-run ball game, you've got one of the best base stealers in the league at first. It's not a matter of if she will be going, it's which pitch.
And that's going to be dropped into right center. Ball streaking for third. Throw comes into second base from Pipkins. Tylee Vaughn with a base hit, and it's first and third still with nobody out.
And these are not blue pits. These are not miss hits right now from Pitt. This is a ball low in the zone. It's that drop ball from Manis. And Vaughn just goes and gets it. Gets her barrel down in the zone, drops her knee. Doesn't even take a full swing, just is strong through contact. Pitt has all the momentum right now in this game.
And now the ball kicks away. Here comes Ball, and the game is tied. Coach Allard, who's been coaching first base in recent weeks, went to the plate umpire Jeremy Carter, who's now going to bring in the other 2 members of the crew, John Schaefer and Johnny Paz. I'm trying to come up with a reason why Coach Allard here.
Well, I think she was, asking about, did that ball hit her in the toe? The ball bounced in very close to her toe. You see the dirt kick up, and I think that's, what Coach Allard at least wanted the umpires to get together and talk about.
Well, my question would be, if it actually did hit her toe, that would be a dead ball, and the run would have to come back off the field. But now here's another ball that gets away, and the runner advances all the way to third base.
Well, Manis not even close to the strike zone right now. Not sure I've seen her be this out of control. And she's trying to refocus here, take some breaths, find the strike zone again. But just falling behind in counts. We've seen some wild pitches to the backstop. Some balls laid over the plate that have been crushed out of the park. Just completely different Sierra Manis in this 3rd inning.
Esparza takes a strike on 3-0. And the wind, which has been strong all day, is really whipping now across the field from left field corner to the right field corner. I mean, anything that's hitting the air is going to take a huge drift towards that right field foul pole. And it's just trying to nail down the first out of this inning. Esparza fouls the 3-2 pitch.
Clemson sticking with her. I mean, she has been the workhorse, and I haven't seen too many innings like this that she's had to work through. But they're, tough times call for sometimes picking yourself up and finding a way to get it done, and that's what they're allowing her to do right now.
Down the right field side, foul. As you can see, the bullpen is busy down there for Clemson. There you go, Tigers. A couple of pitchers up. Throw's going to go to first base in time, and that keeps the runner on at third. Centrado was one of the pitchers we saw up there down in the bullpen. I think that's the reason she came out initially. There we go. Also, Abby Dunning is up. There's Cintron.
Well, that couldn't have been a better result for Manis and the Clemson defense to get that first out. And outside of a strikeout, with a runner third and less than 2 outs, outside of a strikeout, a weak fly ball to the infield or a ground ball to the left side of the infield, that's exactly what you want to hold the runner from scoring.
Now the ball gets away, had it for a moment, and then Hicks tried to kind of just flip it to herself, and then almost turned into another pit run.
Just an odd play here. The ball gets away, and then it just slips out of Corey Hicks' hands. She goes to throw it back, and it literally slips out of her hands. Just the wheels falling off here for Clemson in the third inning. A lot of people in softball like to use the word routine, Mark. There is nothing routine, as we just saw from that particular play. Until the play is over, then you can call it routine, but there's nothing.
Well, Manis threw 8 pitches in the first inning, 11 in the second. Now she's pushing 30 here in this third inning. And there gets a wave and a miss there by Murphy.
And this is where, with Manis, her strength is that drop ball. She throws it 70% of the time. With a runner in third, you really got to trust your catcher. Hicks has to work very hard to keep that ball in front.
And a wave and a miss at a strikeout. So they fan Murphy for a second time. 4th K. Sierra Manis, who with Vaughn at third and nobody out and 4 runs in, has gotten Esparza on that ground ball, and now a strikeout of Murphy, and it's still a 4-4 game. And it's Tozic squares, takes low, and obviously with 2 outs. Now looking at a squeeze play here, but was trying to get a bunt down for a base hit to get Vaughn home from third.
Oh, we've seen a lot from Pitt in this inning, Mark. As you mentioned, the game, the tone was all Clemson coming into this inning, and they completely changed that. Just taking that defensive play over to offense, and momentum's real. Hitting is contagious is real. We just witnessed it happen, and it just says a lot about their resilience, their ability to come back. We have a brand new ball game here in the third inning.
Check swing, did she? No, down to third base umpire Johnny Paz. Keeps Tozic at the plate with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Foul tip. Like you say, Carol, it's funny. The game seems easy until it isn't. Then all of a sudden, even the routine gets hard.
Like throwing the ball back from the catcher to the pitcher there.
Check again. Same result, no swing. It's a full count. Suddenly Manis, whose pitch count was very economical through 2 innings, is pushing 60 total pitches now here in the third. Slowly hit up the middle. Time to throw. Will it be in time? No. Collins had to go far to her right. And it's enough for Tozic to beat it out by an eyelash and bring in the 5th run of the inning as Vaughn comes in to make it 5-4 and Pitt has their first lead.
2-out RBI is gold, especially in this game. It's back and forth affair at the moment now, but what an at-bat there from Tozic. Come up with a huge 2-out RBI.
There she goes. Throw it out to second base. Got the hand in. That jump for Tozic, that's her 6th stolen base of the season. It initially looked like it wasn't going to be close, and then it turned into being really close, and so, in fact, so close that Clemson and Coach Rittman want to challenge this.
Well, this is what Pitt does. They don't waste any time. They're going to try and take that extra base anytime they can. You're taking a look here. The ball must be out of Manis' hand before Tozic's foot comes off the base. No, clearly she's in there on the slide.
Yes.
That's not under review.
Did she leave early? And we saw a pretty good look there. What did you think?
I need to see it one more time, to be honest. Just in the real time. I just want to see it. If our crew could just bring that up one more time here. Here we get a really good look. There's motion, but she's still on the base. Yeah, I think her toe came off early. Yep. There's no doubt about it from that angle. What a great angle there from our crew. But you're looking at when she's off the base. Not all this motion. A lot of athletes will use a rocker step and just get their body going. But you're looking is when did the toe actually come off the base? And I feel like this is going to be the end of the inning.
Yep, it should be. I think there's definitely enough visual evidence to overturn the call on the field, which was no call of leaving early. So this challenge should be a successful one for head coach John Rittman and the Clemson Tigers.
And remember, in 2026, new rule, video review. Both coaches have 2 reviews, just like they always have. But if you challenge a call and it is overturned, then you get that back. So if this is indeed overturned, John Rittman would still have 2 challenges for the remainder of the game. And if it's not, then he'd lose it.
This should be pretty cut and dry from what we saw from that look down the first base side.
And there's no doubt John Rittman and the Clemson Tigers, for every game, you have players assigned, coaches assigned to watch certain things. And some would be in charge of that. So for them to challenge so quickly, there was someone in the dugout watching that and right on top of that.
So that is indeed the call, and the runner is out, and that will end the inning. But a very productive inning for Pitt as they get 3 consecutive homers and wind up scoring 5 times.
I mean, they came back with a vengeance. Back-to-back home runs to get right back in the game. They added 2 more. They now take the lead into the 4th inning.
This game heads to the top of the fourth. Let's chat with the Tiger head coach, John Rittman. Hey, let me ask you, what did you see different from Sierra Manis last inning than from the first two?
Well, she was cruising up until the last inning. Of course, in this ballpark, if you get the ball up, it's get barrel on it, it's probably going to be a home run. Wind's blowing out as well, so she's going to keep the ball down, keep them off balance.
Coach Mac Pavese has just had an outstanding season. Hit the ground running as a freshman. What is it about her swing that allows her to be so consistent the entire year?
Well, she's just a competitor at the plate. She keeps her hands back nicely, transfers weight, stays balanced, good hands. So she's had a great year.
Indeed. We will leave it there. Thanks so much for the time.
Thank you.
Head coach John Rittman. Yeah, this is I think it's fair to say, Carol, of all the ballparks in the ACC, this may be the most unique in that, again, 200 from foul pole to foul pole, and how the ball can really get out of here with the short alleys.
And as he mentioned, on a day like today where the wind is really whipping, you've got that behind you as well. And I tell you what, if I was a high school junior, high school senior, and I like to hit, I'd sure be taking a good look at Pitt if they had my major and all the other things that, you know, kind of fit, because this is a hitter's ballpark, no doubt about it. And if you're a pitcher like Gwen Sparks, you have to be able to have a very good short-term memory, because you know you're going to give up some home runs at this park. There's no doubt about it.
And it's popped up right near out in front of the plate, and Sparks saw it all the way, fields her position, and makes the catch. And they get Bro to begin the top of the fourth inning.
You got to give a lot of credit to Sparks, and you can learn something from everybody that you watch or everyone you play with or coach, and learning a lot about Gwen Sparks today. The first three batters of the inning, of the game, they were down 3-0 pretty quickly, and Gwen Sparks since then just kind of gritted her teeth, started to use that off-speed pitch a little bit more. Of course, her offense now, she's the first time she's pitching with a lead in this game. That's a whole different feeling for a pitcher. And she's hung in there and really bounced back, and been impressed with her.
It's going to twist back and get out of play. It has been an interesting dynamic for both these pitchers. I mean, it was, like you just alluded to, it was Sparks who had the really rough beginning of this game right out of the chute. And it was Manis who was cruising along, and then all of a sudden it flips, and it was Manis who all of a sudden couldn't get it out when they got to the bottom of the third inning. Taylor Pipkins takes upstairs. Taylor, a base hit, first time up. Yeah, this is always a good hitter's park. What'll be interesting when this front comes through, and there will be rain coming at some point tonight here. It's on the air to right center field, and it will hang up long enough for Lena Ball to come in and make the catch. It's going to be cooler tomorrow. I assume with that, it would mean a change of direction in the wind for game 2 tomorrow, but we'll see. I'm not a meteorologist. It's definitely clouded up as the afternoon has gone on, and rain in the vicinity, but fortunately haven't had any at this point here at Artebedian Field. Back to the top of the order for Clemson and Jamison Brockenbrough. Couple of singles, knocked in one with that second single in the second inning.
Now to defend Brockenbrough, you've got to do a couple things. You take a look at Gracie Helton. There's no fear. She is halfway up the line, really trying to defend the short game. Brockenbrough has such good barrel control. She can drop a bunt, and with her speed, she can be safe every time. But she can also do that, swing away. So just the reaction time, you have to be ready for a little bit of everything against Brockenbrough. And she can take a look at the defense. All right, you're going to play me in that tight on the left side. I mean, you're going to swing away or go to my slap game, because she can. And now with 2 strikes, Helton can back up a little bit.
Lowe's pitch.
This one does not miss by much. It's a screwball running away from Brockenbrough. That looked pretty good.
Pulled to the right side, and towards that side is Tylee Vaughn. 3 up, 3 down, 6 in a row set down by Gwen Sparks. When we come back, we'll chat with the head coach of the Panthers, Jenny Allard. Well, as Pitt comes up in the bottom of the 4th, leading Clemson 5-4. Let's chat with the head coach of the Panthers, Jenny Allard. It's kind of been a tale of 2 games here, but let me start in the first part of this game. What did you say to Gwen Sparks after her start, and what's helped her settle into this game?
She just said her ball was flat, so we just made some adjustments, and she's been doing a good job. Sorry, this headset is bad.
Well, you're doing a great job down there. Jenny, we're used to watching your team have at least 3 steals in a game, but 3 home runs in a row, just a little unique situation there. What did your hitters, what adjustment did they make? What were they looking for in that inning to just really break this game open?
Just seeing the pitch elevated.
Very good. We'll let you get that headset off. We appreciate the time. Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Worked to know if we could get a little bit out of Coach Allard there. Enough, because she's going to go over and coach first base now. The 6, 7, and 8 part of the order going to come up here for the Panthers. It was 4-0 Clemson after 2 innings, and Pittsburgh scored 5 last time up in the 3rd. Let's see how the bottom of the 4th goes with Callie Henney leading off. Callie retired on a soft liner to the second baseman, Marion Collins, back in the 2nd inning.
We talk about momentum a lot in softball, really in sports in general, but when you don't have it, you got to fight to get it, and that's what we saw with Pitt in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Just battled to get it back. It started on defense, shifted over to offense, and now you want to hold on to it. And that quick defensive inning for Pitt against Clemson here in the top of the 4th also added to that momentum that they take now into the bottom of the 4th.
3-0 strike from Sierra Manis. And he's 7 for her last 17. Inside corner strike from Manis, and she's gone from 3-0 to 3-2. Game 1 of this 3-game series between the Panthers and the Tigers. 3-2 pitch misses, ball 4, and Henney is on. So after Manis struck out the leadoff batter in each of the first 2 innings, the next 2 innings have been a leadoff homer and now a walk. So look at 1 through 3, top of the order. Basie, a 3-run homer for Clemson. Pittsburgh, it's been the bottom of the order. And had the back-to-back homers, 7, 8, and 9. Peyton Harris will run for Hinney at first base. So here's Amari Braden, who started the back-to-back home runs, and she shortens up, takes ball 1. That was her 4th home run of the season. She had 2 a year ago as a sophomore. This time plate umpire Jeremy Carter says she did offer at it.
Well, what we're seeing right here, Pitt trying to do on offense is more typical of their offense. Trying to steal bases, use the short game to move runners into scoring position.
Harris runs at first. There's the 1-2 pitch. Over below. Georgia native Amari Braden led the team last year with 13 steals. 13 steals ain't going to be anywhere near enough to lead in 2026. Got Ball already has 17, Vaughn 16. Of course, Amari has 19 of her own. There's a wave and a miss and a strikeout. So 5th K for Manis for the first out of the bottom of the 4th.
And a good sign for Manis to be able to come back. But she's throwing a lot of pitches, Mark, and some of these pitches are not competitive. You know, they're bouncing in front of the plate, not making it hard for Pitt to make decisions. She's really having to battle through some things, and the pitchers out there know that. Some days you can't find that rhythm, can't find that release point, and you've got to work on it in between innings. You've got to make those adjustments in between pitches, kind of on the fly, things you practice, and that's what we're seeing from Sierra Manis at the moment, as the pitch count continues to elevate, and she's certainly used to that. She is a warrior, leads the league in innings pitched and complete games, so they have a lot of trust in her, but she's making it a little tough on herself today with the pitch count.
And you mentioned it earlier, and I'll bring it back up. If you're Clemson, you would like to pencil her in for Game 3 here on Sunday at some point, but the pitch count goes up again at 3-0. The catcher Hicks goes out. And if you don't want to play amateur psychiatrist here, I can understand.
It's called coaching.
But it's very good. Nicely done. Touche. Is the fact that, because Manis has been such a great ground ball pitcher all season. You would think she would be perfect in this facility on a day when the wind's blowing out. But the fact she did leave a couple of pitches up that got hit out and hit hard, has that caused her now to miss down a little more frequently? Like you said, a lot of those down pitches have not been competitive.
For sure, and if her drop ball's on and she's throwing it at the knees and she can throw it on both sides of the plate, that just really opens up her ability to throw the ball up in the zone. We saw that early in the game on a strikeout, a changeup. But when that pitch, her drop ball is not being thrown for a strike, she doesn't have a lot else to go to and count on consistently. And if I'm Sierra Manis right now, and Pitt did a good job of waiting for a drop ball that was elevated and they hit him out of the park. But if Manis can find that location again, get it down, knees and below, that's where she's impactful. One of the best pitches she's thrown right there, and a swing and the miss from Frazier. But at some point, you've just got to go back to what is my best pitch. Let's not worry about what the hitters can hit. Let me go with my best pitch and find that first strike.
Check swing. No swing on the appeal. Well, she's at the part of the order that hit the 3 home runs and walked to Frazier this time. Did get the strikeout of Braden, who hit the first of the 3 consecutive homers an inning ago, but now it's 2 on, 1 out. Gracie Helton, who blasted one out to right center field in her first at bat. Swing, ground ball to third. Throw's going to go to first base, and in time the other runners do advance. I was curious where Sarah Bro was going to go there with the ball, as she had an out at third base if she wanted to take just 1 out. I thought when she didn't move towards third base, she was going to try for 2 there.
Yeah, I thought second base right away, just because the ball, the speed and direction of the ball was taking her toward that second base out to cut off the runner out of scoring position.
Well, I'm happy that we were thinking alike in that on that particular play. Top of the order, Alina Ball.
One thing that was fortunate for Manis, when she did give up the 3 home runs in a row, they were all solo shots. And that could come back in this game and just, you know, be a good thing for Clemson, because like right now, in a hurry, if you hit a home run with runners on base, especially in this ballpark, those numbers can get crooked really quick and they can add up very quickly on the scoreboard. So even though she gave up the 3 home runs, they were 3 solo shots.
2 ball, 1 strike count on Ball, who's walked and scored and struck out. Runners at second and third, 2 outs. 2-1 pitch from Sierra Manis. Is hit foul. Well, I think the ballpark is starting to play a little differently. The temperature has dropped. The wind is now, as you see the flag there in the upper right-hand corner, not blowing as hard. The wind is not, and it's at times kind of blowing in a little bit from left field now. So the weather system that it's eventually bringing some rain here, which is the reason this game got moved up a couple hours, is affecting the game here, at least temperature-wise and a little bit breeze-wise right now. It looked like she went around, yeah, and that is a strikeout. The throw goes down to first base to complete that to win the inning. So Manis keeps Pitt off the board in the 4th. We finished 5-4 Panthers. Well, we have a couple of softball series finales for you on Sunday. 12th ranked Virginia Tech takes on rival 21st ranked Virginia. The next chapter of the Commonwealth Clash at 4 Eastern, and then at 6 Eastern, NC State host Cal at Dale Softball Stadium in Raleigh. Both games right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. That Commonwealth Clash, you never know what you're going to get. Always fun. Virginia Tech, this is a team that's got some pop. They've won 12 of their last 13. They're top 10, in fact, number 7 in the nation in home runs. And Virginia started 31-3. They've dropped 3 of 4, but you never know what you're going to get in the clash. Virginia gets to host the ACC tournament this year. Clemson up now. Game's moved to the top of the 5th. Kylie Chanel doubled and scored in that 3-run first on the Pavesi homer. It's that drive towards left center field. It's deep, back at the fence. It's run down by Braden. That might have been a home run a couple innings ago.
You are right. Very different game, as they say. If you don't like the weather during softball season, wait around 10 minutes, it'll change. And we've literally watched that happen. And this is just knowing the ballpark. Knowing the ballpark. She knew exactly where she was. This is her home field. Didn't even need to use her glove to find the wall because she just had a great idea of how many steps she could go back and was able to keep it in the park.
Didn't miss getting out by much. Chanel was looking for her 2nd homer of the season. But here's Pavesi, who hit the 3-run homer in the 1st, her 5th of the season, that opened the scoring.
And this is the hitter in the Clemson lineup I'd be very careful with in a down 1 run, and with the type of power that she has and the consistency, most importantly, she's had all season long for Clemson. I would not want to miss here with Pavesi. She's already hit 1 out tonight. She's been just on fire her entire freshman season. And the hitters behind her have not been as consistent, so important at bat here for Pitt.
Off speed, hit, diving stop, Vaughn got her. That's 2 really good defensive plays for a Pitt defense that, quite frankly, has been had its issues this year, but it's a really nice play by Vaughn laying out.
They have had issues. They lead the league in errors, but not tonight. And it starts with the footwork. Vaughn just lightning quick with her first step, and the angle, she has angled back toward right field, giving her even more room to show her range. And once she gets that ball, you see how quick she is getting up and getting rid of it. That was just an outstanding defensive play to take away a hit from Pavesi.
Macy Cintron is going to re-enter the game, so Coach Ribbon has to get the lineup card back out, notify plate umpire Jeremy Carter of that move.
This is something Clemson's been doing all season long, kind of an offense for defense type of thing. Cintron, the big hitter. Johnson, a little better defender in the outfield, a little more speed. Well, right now, Clemson needs offense, and they need big offense. So Cintron has the ability to tie this game up with 1 swing, so you understand the re-entry.
It's outside from Sparks. Coach Rittman's team had an early 4-0 lead. Pittsburgh scored 5 in the 3rd with 3 consecutive solo home runs to start them. Floated out to second base, and 2 are left. Vaughn makes the catch. 9 in a row set down by It's a 5-4 lead for Pittsburgh as the Panthers bat in the home half of the 5th. And as you can see from the line score there, Clemson got out quick and early. 4-0 lead. Pittsburgh, thanks to those back-to-back solo homers, picked up 5 eventually in the 3rd, and now they bat here in the 5th. As you see, Ava Wilson now in the game for Clemson. She has taken over in left field for the Tigers. Kylie Vaughn made a very nice defensive play at second base, and they just completed top half of this inning, and she leads off and takes a strike. .85 pitches now thrown by Sierra Manis, the starter for Clemson. Wind is picked back up, but blowing more across the field than out, from left field to the right field corner. In for Manis.
Well, if you're Pitt, a 1-run lead is sure nice at this point in time in the game, but knowing the type of power that Clemson does possess and being down or just up 1 run, you want nothing more than to build on that lead this inning. Keep the pressure on this Clemson defense.
Wave and a miss. Have to throw down to first to complete the strikeout, and Hicks does that. Gives Manis 7 strikeouts. As I peruse the scorebook here, interesting, Carol. We mentioned that Sierra Manis had a 4-to-1 ground ball to fly ball ratio, approximately, coming into this game. She's had 4 ground ball outs total in this game, and obviously, as far as fly ball outs, a number of those haven't been outs, but they've gone out of the ballpark.
And I attribute a lot of that to she has fallen behind using her drop ball. It has not been a strike, and Pitt has done a nice job of laying off it. So she's had to come too much over the plate with her other pitches, specifically her drop ball, elevating that, and Pitt has made her pay. It has not been, to date, Manis' best outing of the season, yet she has her team in a position to come back and win this game. And a lot of times you say that it's easy when everything's working and you're feeling good, but you know, can you still lead your team to victory even when you don't have your best stuff? That's what we're seeing Manis try to do here. Battle.
And she's battled Esparza a couple times, kind of the anomaly in this mix. Esparza's grounded out twice, and KK's the team leader in average homers and RBIs this year. This time she works a walk on 5 pitches and reaches base for the first time in the game. So Manis set down the first 6 Pittsburgh hitters of the game. Clean first, a clean second inning, and then the 3 homers in a row began the 3rd. And since then, she's just been trying to patchwork it together, and that patchwork may be coming to a stop, at least for now, as here comes Coach Rittman. And they are indeed going to make a change here. So Abby Dunning has popped out of the dugout for Clemson. We'll tell you more about the new Tiger pitcher when we come back to Pittsburgh. innings. There's her line, still responsible for the runner Esparza at first base. And she gives way to the Boston College transfer, Abby Dunning.
Dunning has pitched the second most amount of innings for Clemson this season. An experienced veteran in the circle. Completely different pitcher from Manis, where you're going to see the ball a lot more up in the zone. Manis likes to work more down in the zone. She throws all the pitches, mainly has a little upspin on all her pitches. So the screwball rises a little, the curveball rises a little, certainly has a rise on all levels and can really heat it up to 70 miles an hour.
4 seasons for her at BC. 2 of those were really remarkable seasons. Her second and third years in Boston for teams that, you know, quite frankly, were at the bottom of the ACC standings. She's what many times, many games stood between her team and having any kind of hope of putting together a winning streak. And an ERA well under 3 each of those 2 years. 2.88 as a sophomore, 2.46 as a junior. Through 182 innings that junior year. She faces Cameron Murphy. Little check swing roller right back to Dunning. She goes to second to get the out there. You know, I always find it interesting when a pitcher is new and comes into the game, that when they all of a sudden have to make a defensive play and a throw to a base they're not normally used to throwing to, and Dunning made a good throw.
The ball finds the new kid. Yeah. I mean, it's just like one of those softball rules, and it is so true. Nice play there by Dunning to get the lead out.
You can even see a little smile on her face, and now she airmails one to the backstop, and that's going to allow Murphy to advance down to second base.
And that's been Dunning's Achilles heel. She does have a lot of strikeouts on the season, but she has almost an equal amount of walks, wild pitches, hit batters. It's the free passes that has been her Achilles heel. Just working that command of the zone, so key to her success.
This is upstairs again as Addison Tozic, the hitter. Got the potential tying run now in scoring position. I should say the additional run, a little insurance run out at second base. Wave and a miss. Murphy at second. With 2 down, 2 balls and a strike on Addison Tozic, who had an RBI ground out last time up. RBI base hit, I should say. Tozic has the count in her favor and takes the 3-1 pitch upstairs, ball 4. So Dunning gives up a free pass here with 2 outs. Tozic's protective guard handed off. Don't want to have anything extra weighing you down when you're running the bases. So Callie Henney sent a soft liner to second and walked 0 for 1. Pittsburgh looks to add to a 1-run lead here in the home half of the 5th.
This Clemson defense, we talked about it. Pitt has struggled defensively, not today. They have been sharp on defense today, but this Clemson team is 5th in the ACC, 5th most errors in the ACC. And part of that is they've had a lot of people switching positions. They have a lot of good athletes, but someone will be at second one game, third the next. But the other is their pitchers, specifically Dunning, falling behind, throwing a lot of pitches. And when you throw a lot of pitches, it really takes your defense out of a rhythm and out of that communication system, and it's tough to stay on your toes. You've got to really work a little harder between the ears, and that's what we're seeing in this inning with Abby Dunning coming in and got the first out on a fielder's choice with a ground ball right back to her, but then consecutive back-to-back walks makes it very tough on the defense.
And that last one a moment ago to Henny, a 4-pitch walk. We're going to get another visit out to the circle.
This time from associate head coach Kyle Jamison, I think one of the best pitching coaches in the country, one of the best pitch callers in the country, and he knows what an important time in the game this is for Clemson. And Dunning has not been competitive in the last 2 batters. They haven't been difficult decisions if you're in the batter's box to make, whether you're going to swing or not, and that's really what you're trying to do as a pitcher, is have a moving pitch through the zone that makes it challenging for the hitter. And trying to refocus Abby Dunning here, not be concerned about the base runners. Hey, look, we're at 2 outs. This is the left-handed batter up. This is how we're going to work her. Let's attack her. Let's work from ahead. Just kind of a shift of focus there as she got into the rhythm of throwing a lot of balls to the last 2 batters.
Coach Jamison back to the dugout, and that sets up this bases loaded 2 outs matchup. Dunning, Amari Braden, solo homer in the 3rd, a strikeout in the 4th, both against Manis.
And if I'm Pitt, if I'm Amari Braden, I would see a strike here. There's no doubt about it. There's been a lot of balls thrown. All the pressure's on Dunning. She has not come close that pitch either.
Ooh, the runner from second, Tozic, was halfway to 3rd base, and if the catcher Hicks had seen that, I think she looked at the initial, the lead runner first, and Murphy, they had a chance to end the inning there if they could execute a rundown. And Coach Rittman has seen enough. He's going to make another change right here.
Well, these aren't competitive pitches. You know, they're not close to the zone. It's getting late in the game. You can't afford to walk a run in, and they're going to come right back with a starter in Manis.
All right, Manis coming back in, but with the pitching change, back to the starter. We'll take a quick timeout.
It's okay, ball 3.
Well, you're back in time to see what is ball 4 from Manis. Actually just back into the game, inherited a 2-ball no-strike count, and that's going to force in a run as it pushes in Murphy, and Pittsburgh now with a 2-run lead at 6-4.
I mean, that's 4 walks out of the last 5 batters between Manis and Dunning. You can't defend that. You can't defend that. Pitt's done a nice job of being patient, seeing a strike, as Frazier does right there, but all the pressure has been on Clemson in this inning, and Pitt has an opportunity to really put some distance now in the scoreboard late in the game.
Shelby Frazier taps it foul. If I remember my scoring rules correctly, inheriting a 2-0 count, that walk should actually go on to Dunning's.
Yes.
Ledger. And not Manis. Not that that's any silver lining for the Tigers here, but he is ahead 0-2 here on Frazier.
And sometimes what gets forgotten in this situation is we talk about the pitchers having a little pressure on them, so does the catcher. And, you know, you've got to keep the ball in front. When you have pitchers who've been a little wild, I mean, these pitches have been all over the place today. Very difficult for Hicks.
A wave and a miss, a very defensive swing and a strikeout. They retire Frazier for the first time. So Pittsburgh settles for 1. We have finished 5 innings in the Steel City. 2-run lead.
defense all season long has not been a strong suit, but tonight, completely different story. You're seeing a lot of great footwork, glove work, getting out of key innings. It's been on the infield, it's been on the outfield, and they have shut down Clemson, prevented them from having some big innings here late in the game, and they find themselves, because of that, with a 2-run lead here heading into the top of the 6th.
Well, Clemson sends up 5, 6, and 7 here in the top of the 6th inning. Now down 2. They led 4-0 at the end of 2. Now trail it 6-4. And Sparks, Gwen Sparks, the starting pitcher for Pittsburgh, begins this inning having retired the last 9 in a row. Ava Wilson, actually, who came in and took over in left field an inning ago, at the plate, batting in this spot in the order for the Tigers. So first at bat of the game for Ava. The wristband. Sparks ready. It's a 2-1.
Oh, you mentioned it. Sparks has retired the last 9 straight batters, and you're just seeing her really spin the ball through the zone in the last few innings.
Comes back and gets the strikeout of Wilson. And now make it 10 straight set down by Gwen Sparks.
Yeah, she may have felt like her ball wasn't moving in the first 3 batters, and it wasn't. But take a look at that screwball. It's just biting to the outer half of the plate, that side spin. And with 2 strikes, all Wilson can do is wave at it as it's running away from her.
Ball 1 to Marion Collins. She's rolled out to the right side each time up previously. See the numbers on the season for Collins, who played shortstop last year. This year, second base, and third base. That's foul.
Well, if I'm Gwen Sparks, I'm just going to continue to work that screwball on the outer half of the plate. Screwball or rise ball, something running away. You see the adjustments from Clemson. Collins gets right on the plate. She knows it's coming.
There it is, and that's hit down the left field side, foul.
So it's a little battle here. Like, hey, I'm going to throw you my best right now. That screwball's feeling good. I'm able to locate it. And as a hitter, you're like, okay, I know it's coming. I better get as close as I can. I love the adjustments from the hitters, from Sparks. Probably come back with more of an off speed, something a little different on this pitch, but just love the adjustments we're seeing.
Up the middle, base hit, and that ends the string of 10 in a row retired by Sparks. Well, did go off speed and left it over the plate, it looked like.
Sure did, and and then you're second guessing yourself. Should have stuck with it. I just wonder if that hit her pitching hand. It was hit hard up the middle. It definitely hit off her, but I couldn't really tell if it got her hand or got more of her body. You see a big smile. She's like, yeah, I left it over the plate. Sometimes that is the conversation in the circle. You're going to see it. She does work. As you mentioned, at that off speed, it is elevated. It comes right back at her.
Right past her hip. Well, that's going to allow Clemson to get the potential tying run to the plate. Corey Hicks, the batter. pitch, strike. Kennedy Ariels running at first base for Collins. After pitch number 100, and Pittsburgh starter Gwen Sparks.
And she does have 2 complete games on the season. So she has been able to close it out a couple other times, which is actually, in this day and age, a fairly high number when you think about the pitch by committee, but she has been able to go the distance.
Now, we saw her pitch last year, and she had the shoulder issue, which really caused her to not be able to pitch a lot of times in back-to-back games. That issue has been resolved. She's had another injury tweak here and there unrelated to that this season.
Hicks timing up that rise ball well, but she does want to go for it. No, neither one of those rise balls have been strikes that she's attempted for. I look for Sparks to even climb the ladder a little higher.
It's popped up into foul territory near the first base bag and caught by Henny to get out number 2. I thought that was going to be a little higher up. I think that may have caught a little bit more of the plate than she wanted.
Yeah, fortunately for her, it was also breaking away a little bit, so got Hicks to reach. But when she has needed to make a pitch here later in the game, she's been able to find outs.
Wave and a miss by Sarah Bro. Three homers on the season. A strikeout and a pop out to the pitcher so far today.
Well, what I like about Sparks, too, which is completely the opposite we've seen from the Clemson pitching staff today, she's working ahead in the count, filling up the strike zone, keeping her defense on her toes. I mean, there hasn't been many full counts, 3-0, anything like that. She is really spinning the ball through the zone.
Left side, fielded by the third baseman Helton. Her throw in time. So the one-out base hit by Collins, and the streak of 10 in a row retired by Sparks, but she gets the next 2, and it stays 6-4. Features 2 ranked lacrosse matches. Number 11 Clemson women host number 17 Duke at noon Eastern. Then at 5, it's the number 1 men's team in the nation, North Carolina, taking on number 2 Notre Dame in South Bend. Right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. 1 versus 2. Doesn't get any better than that. Vartabedian Field here in Pittsburgh. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Clemson and Pittsburgh. An early 4-0 lead for Clemson through the first 2 innings. Pittsburgh a 5 spot in the 3rd, including back-to-back homers. Helton hitting the 3rd and final one of that trio. Added an insurance run a couple innings later in the 5th and have a 6-4 lead batting bottom of the 6th. Besides the solo homer for Gracie. Rounded out left side, 1 for 2. She's ahead in the count, 3-0. It's a trend that Clemson just cannot get out of, falling behind hitters.
And Pitt has had a very disciplined hitting plan coming into the game against Manus. They just absolutely refuse to swing at anything at the knees or below, waiting for that ball to be elevated. But you are right, Mark. A lot of the pitches just have not been challenging for Pitt to make that decision, and we see another walk from Manus.
Becca Duck, who pitches and also can pinch run, is going to run here for Gracie Helton. You know, the odd thing about this, though, Carol, is how well Manus began the game. Retiring the first 6 hitters, striking out 4. And besides opening the game in the bottom of the 1st with a 3-0 count, she was spectacular entire way through those first 2 innings.
Things can change quickly.
They
you
did.
Can't. It just shows you've got to come out with a fire in your belly every inning.
Ball lays down the bunt, and that's going to get the job done. A 3-4 sacrifice from Pavesi to Collins. And Pittsburgh would like another insurance run, so that sends Duck down to second, and Ball does her job with a sac bunt.
Yeah, something we've seen a lot from Pitt this season. Second in the league in sacrifice bunts. They use their speed, they use the small ball, get runners in scoring position. They've got the top half of the lineup here to add to the lead.
And add it they do with a home run. Tylee Vaughn's 4th of the year is a 2-run shot into the hitting backdrop in center. And Pittsburgh does add on. They lead it 8-4.
Vaughn is hunting something up a little bit over the plate. This is slightly inside, but she is aggressive. Doesn't even need a full follow through, just strong to the ball and through the ball. Gets good elevation in her barrel. This is a confident hitting Pitt team today. They are driving the ball. That is their 4th home run of the day. A no-doubter, and it has been all Pitt here in the second half of this game, Mark.
And head coach John Rittman comes out of the dugout with the lineup card, and he's going to make a pitching change and bring in Macy Cintron. Well, the Pittsburgh offense, especially since the 3rd inning, has been on fire. They've upped the lead to 4. We'll step aside. Moments ago by Tylee Vaughn has made it 8-4. Macy Cintron, who has not pitched much this year, Carol, did pitch 6 days ago at Virginia Tech through an inning and 2/3, but has not had a lot of time in the circle.
Yeah, this was not in the plan for the Friday game here in Pitt, but that's how it goes. And Macy Cintron is a 2-way player. Obviously a big hitter for Clemson in the lineup, can play defensive positions as well, and showing you that she can pitch in the circle when called upon. And today it is much needed mainly to fill the strike zone and just really attack the zone. We've seen a lot of balls thrown from Abby Dunning, from Sierra Manis, balls flying out of the ballpark, as you mentioned. Citron has an opportunity to set the tone out there.
Pours in a strike and gets ahead 1-2 on KK Esparza. KK with a walk, officially 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs. Citron misses up and away. Macy, last year when she won ACC Freshman of the Year as a two-way player and was all ACC first team, threw 62 plus innings, had an 8-2 record and ERA at 2.25. Ball, 2 strike count on Esparza. Which is kind of the only weird thing about this. And that ball's hit well to center. I was just about to say how quiet Esparza has been. He's now 0 for 3 officially with that line out. If I had told you that Pittsburgh was going to score at least 8 runs in the game and hit 5 home runs, make that 4. Nonetheless, you probably would have thought KK would have been a big part of that.
No doubt, she has been the big power hitter. She's the leading hitter in the Pitt lineup, and you mentioned it. They have not had to rely on her today. All of the other players have come through around her, especially that bottom part of the order. They've been productive not only with a few home runs, but drawing walks, getting on base, extending the inning.
You know, and in KK's defense here, I mean, there are many games, there have been a number of games where she has been the primary source of offense so many times this year. So when there's one game when, and again, she hasn't had a bad game. It's just an 0 for right now. But her teammates have picked her up.
And she's had earned a lot of confidence this year on the offensive side. Always been known as a strong defensive catcher and really has worked hard on her offense and now is known as really a complete two-way player.
Yeah, the games that she has picked up her teammates are a lot more plentiful than the other way around like we're seeing today. Now looking ahead to the 7th, it's going to be at least a 4-run lead for Pittsburgh. 9, 1, and 2 part of the order will be due up for Clemson. We will have game 2 of this series tomorrow back here on ACC Network. A later start at 7 o'clock Eastern. Out to third base. And the throw from Bro retires the side, but Tylee Vaughn gets in the home run act.
I mean, it has been a slugfest for Pitt. Through the lineup, 4 home runs on the day. 6 hits, 4 home runs. They lead by 4, trying to close it out.
Well, Pittsburgh takes a 4-run lead to the 7th. It did not start well for Gwen Sparks. 3 batters into the game. 3-run home run by freshman Mac Pavesi. But then she settled in, Carol.
And settled in she has. 5 strikeouts up and down the lineup, played good defense, fielded her position well. Most importantly, she's retired 12 of the last 13 batters she's faced. And look at that goose egg in front of the walks. No walks today for Gwen Sparks.
I'll add a couple other things to that line. 7 ground ball outs, 6 fly ball outs. And besides the one hit by Pavesi, has kept Clemson in the ballpark, and I say that's hit deep to right center field. I stand corrected. There's the second homer of the game for the Tigers as Taylor Pipkins hits her 4th of the year. And now the lead is down to 3 for the Panthers. Clemson does not want to go away quietly.
Yeah, will this be the spark as Pipkins swings with confidence, really drives from the backside, gets good elevation, hits it the opposite way. This one just makes it over the fence. Most of the home runs we've seen tonight have been no doubters. That one had just enough as Clemson creeps back, doing their best to extend this game.
Top of the order, Jamison Brockenbrough. She reached base her first 2 times up with singles, knocked in a run in the second. Rounded out to the right side last time up, so she's 2 for 3 today. Sparks retired 10 in a row at one point before a Collins one-out base hit last inning in the 6th. So she had retired 12 of 13 of the last 13 coming into this 7th inning. Floats it upstairs. 3 balls, no strikes. .112 pitches from Gwen Sparks. It's a Clemson team that got swept by Florida State a couple weeks ago. Up 2 of 3 at Virginia Tech. Just trying to stabilize the conference ship, so to speak. Down to their last 3 outs from 3-0, a 3-2 pitch from Sparks. And she came all the way back and gets the strikeout.
I think that's the thing I've been most impressed with today. What has Gwen Sparks done when she's had some adversity? Gave up the big home run, was down 3-0. All she did was go back to that screwball, rise ball combination, working away from the left-handed batters of Clemson. It's been a winning formula all game long, gets the strikeout, and really changes the momentum of this inning.
Chanel hits it on the one hop to third base, and Gracie Helton right there, and suddenly Clemson down to their final out. Again, we have game 2 of this series tomorrow night, 7 Eastern, right back here at Vartabedian Field in Pittsburgh. Game 3 is 1 o'clock Eastern time, Sunday on ACC Network Extra. Check swing. No swing. Vasey's 3-run home run, 3 batters into the game, her 5th of the year. Pittsburgh's now hit 10 home runs in their last 4 ACC games. That includes the 4 they've hit today. Down the line and left. You would think with this ballpark, kind of building a team that hits a lot of fly balls would be how you want to structure your roster.
For sure, if you can do that, there's no doubt about it, and a little bit of speed to go along with that. Have some people on base. We mentioned it earlier. You like those multi-run home runs versus the solo shots, but you'll take both. There's no doubt about it. But A lot of times you're just trying to hit the ball hard, you know, doubles. A lot of coaches are going for doubles, something to hit the ball hard. But a little bit of an elevation on a double is a home run.
Down the left field side, diving attempt out of reach of Murphy into the corner. Tigers still alive on the 2-out, 2-strike double by Chanel. Or by Pavesi, I should say, her 7th of the season. Pavesi's got 2 extra base hits now in this game.
Just a great adjustment by Pavesi. She's been going to school. She knows that screwball's coming. She stays over the plate and drives the ball the other way with a little bit of pace on it. And, you know, with a big lead, it's really tough to catch that ball. If it gets away from you, it's exactly what happens. It's an extra base hit. With a 1-run lead, maybe a tie game, you're not going to go for that. You're going to hold back and give the single. But, boy, that would have been quite a way to end the game had Murphy come up with in left field that catch. So with 2 outs, a big lead, no harm, no foul, so to speak, going for the catch.
And she was about another half step from coming up with that ball.
And I love that she committed. She fully committed to making that play. And again, if you're Pitt, you're not concerned about the runner at second. You're trying to get the batter out here. So,
as you mentioned, good game situation awareness by Murphy in left field. But it does put more game pressure now on with Clemson. And the pitcher Cintron at the plate. Able to get the potential tying run into the on-deck circle. Cintron 1 for 3 with a base hit, a single to right in the 3rd. Now Esparza wants to go out to the circle, as I was just alluding to here, Carol. If Cintron's able to reach and extend the game, going to get the tying run of the plate in a facility where the ball's been flying out of here, and the game pressure really suddenly just flips to Pittsburgh.
For sure. I mean, one swing. One swing can do it. We've seen that. The amount of home runs we've seen hit today. We've definitely had more home runs than we've had singles. There's no doubt about it. I haven't done the math, but that is just, you know, from being involved in the game. That's not something you see every day. There's no doubt.
Up high, 2 balls, no strikes. Pittsburgh was a strike away from ending this game before Pavesi's double with 2 outs in the 7th. Now Cintron. Three 3-0. That is the first walk of the game allowed by Gwen Sparks, and it's going to allow Clemson to bring the potential tying run to the plate here in the 7th.
And Clemson is #1 in the ACC in terms of drawing walks, so I'm very impressed with Sparks, and also it's just an oddity for Clemson. They're usually a very patient team, and Sparks has really taken that away from them by filling up the strike zone.
Noeller's going to re-enter here, so Coach Rittman has the lineup card out. Noeller re-enters. Batted in the 1st and 3rd innings. Now comes up for a 3rd time today, representing the tying run. He's hit a couple of home runs this year.
Well, and how important would it be to hit her 3rd home run of the year right here, tie the game and shift the momentum. This inning has gotten very, very interesting very quickly.
Noeller hit 15 homers a season ago. A little bit low, says the plate umpire, Jeremy Carter. 2 balls, no strikes. Sparks gets a strike in. On pitch 126 of the game from the right-hander. Tying run at the plate for Clemson. 2-1 pitch from Sparks. Fouled away. And once again, Pittsburgh is a strike away from taking game one. Clemson possibly one swing away from tying this game. Two-2 pitch. Shallow left. That's not even going to make it into the outfield. Back onto the infield dirt. Caught by Shelby Frazier, and Pittsburgh hangs on and wins it 8-5 to take game one of this series.
What a performance by Gwen Sparks. Her defense played very well behind her, but she was really the story of the game. When she needed to make a big pitch in a big moment, she was able to do it. And how about this Pitt offense? 4 home runs from 4 different players, really the story.
Sparks gets her 3rd complete game of the season and her 5th win. She goes the distance. And Pittsburgh, despite being out hit 9-6 in the game, win it and take game one. Don't forget, game 2 is coming up tomorrow, 7 o'clock Eastern time, right back here on ACC Network. For Carol Bruggeman, our terrific crew here in Pittsburgh, I'm Mark Neely. Thanks for sharing this one with us. So long for now, Vartabini and Field.